Hey everybody, welcome to the weekend.
We made it. It is Friday.
It is Friday.
Corey, what you doing dancing?
I'm bogling.
Okay.
TGIF.
Showing off.
Okay, so it wasn't a bogle, it was a bumble, but okay. TGIF, thank God it is Friday, and thank God we are here with you to welcome you to another episode of The Blind Guy,
His wife,
Their Life Live. On this channel, we explore entertainment, career choices, and health and wellness as we take you on a fun journey with fabulous people that we met throughout our personal and professional lives. And today is no exception. We meet
Corey, I'm just doing tech stuff in the back. My mom just called me right before we went onto the broadcast. So, I gotta act on it.
So with that being said, we were here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11:15 a.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time.
No, that's not how you say it. Not U.S. It's just Eastern Standard Time. Let me do it next time.
Okay.
Guys, 11:15 to 11:45 Eastern Standard Time. See how easy that was?
And on this channel, again, we shifted the narrative of what it means to be normal, changing the focus from what it means to be disabled to shifting to your thoughts to being differently able. And remember, this broadcast is member supported by viewers like you. So what does that mean for us, LaQuita Marie, as far as them joining our member family?
Oh, guys, that means right there scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you can simply follow that link. It will take you to buymeacoffee.com/blind guy, his wife. And so what happens with that particular link, I'll see if I can pull it up, Corey. I'll share it with them so they can see what happens if they enter it. This is where it takes you to our Buy Me a Coffee page. It's a member supported page. It tells you all about us. Corey's eyes don't work. He has a wife. They celebrate life. You know, people think you put up mini blinds.
Yeah, mini blinds, right.
So all you have to do, guys, is go there. You can support by simply putting in 1 coffee, 3 coffee, 5 coffees, or type in your own amount. It's Friday. I'm going to put in 675 coffees. I'll leave my name, a nice note, but it shows how much you would be supporting this production with. And it also explains where the funds go. 100% of all proceeds go to Atumpan Edutainment, Inc. So, of course, we're storytellers. We've left you guys a fun story here just to give you some of our work, a sample of things. And, of course, if you don't buy us a coffee, you can still watch the video. We'd love for you to do that. Everything helps. Definitely your thumbs up helps. Definitely you sharing this video helps. We accept it all. So we appreciate your support.
And speaking of fun stories today, we have a fabulous power couple that is taking the YouTube world and the web design world by storm. They are none other than the Untitled Nugents, Kirk and Kanique Nugent. I just want to bring them in here to say hello to you guys this morning.
Yeah,
hello. How are you guys?
Good morning. We're doing great. You guys look awesome. And I noticed Corey introduced you as the Entreprenugents. You're entrepreneurs. Your last name is Nugent, and You guys are amazing. So are you going to help us today with like tech solutions, or are we going to talk more about your travels to Africa? What do you think?
Man, let's do it all. Let's do it all. We're excited, man.
All right, we're ready. So we'll see you soon, okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be fun.
Yes, it is. And as always, we end the day with one of your fabulous plant-based treats. Did they get a sneak preview this morning? They got to wait.
Why not? Let's give you a sneak peek. You guys know I do bake a lot, but you can buy your own bread. You don't have to make it in order to make this dish.
Savory sausage bread.
Oh, yeah.
Savory sausage bread.
Delicious.
It was delicious. Tastes just like a stromboli. Now, we are going to be, as we move along, this is the time for you to engage. You can ask questions of our guests. You can ask questions of us. You can actually leave comments and chat back and forth with people in the comments. But what we're going to do is we'll read those comments along the way. So let's start off. Let's see.
I got
Justine Ruth that's saying hello from the west side. We got
Anyways, wait. I got it. You guys know Corey cannot see. I'm reading the comments as always, and that's part of the reason why I read the comments, because Corey can't see. It definitely helps him to engage with you guys and, gets us all going. Good morning, all. We got Philip Waldo Jr. in here saying
GWJ in the house, a fabulous voiceover artist that is going to be taking the airwaves by storm with his bass baritone voice.
We also have Justine Ruth saying, good morning. Well, good morning to you. We've got the sun shining out here, and I hope you do too. We got, hey, look who's here. Sid the cool kid, Antoine.
The cool kid, Antoine.
He says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sydney.
In the Southland, there's a city. They're all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes, and then we also have our children saying, hey, y'all, our Watoto, our children are chiming in from our other account. Donnie goes in. Look who's here. Peace, power, love, light, and unity to my Team Black family. That's
Donnie
it.
Goes in the house. Check out Donnie Goes In, another fabulous YouTuber out there taking the airwaves by storm.
You know, Donnie's recently done that video series where he's teaching you how to start your business, how to incorporate, how
He's
to
a
get
businessman.
He is a businessman. How to get your EIN is going to tie in great to our topic today with the Nugents, Kirk Nugent. Entrepreneurs and how it all works and your composition. This is great. And Donnie's like, finally got up early enough to catch a live.
All right, Donnie, we appreciate you joining us today.
You know what? Justine saw you. She said, Corey was really bogling. I see you.
That's on I'm a reggae fan, y'all.
So in honor of our guests today, because they have a Caribbean background, Jamaican specifically, right? Corey?
Yes.
And so, you know, Corey had to throw in a little something for them. Our kids are laughing. Philip Waldo is chatting it up, saying, Donnie, wow, even our kids are trying to say hi to people. Talking about, hey, Justine Ruth, good morning. See, these kids are doing their thing. Everybody's chatting it up, saying hello to Donnie. And then look at who's here. Of course, guys, you know what to do. You can always buy us a coffee. In other words, support the production. You just click that link or you type it in. It's also in the video description. Donnie is saying hi to everybody, but then look at David Hunt. He about 8th or 9th tomorrow. First.
Yeah, first to be 8, David. First to be 8.
You are the first person to be 8th in line. Nice. Guys, go to David Hunt's channel. Oh my goodness. I got all kinds of stuff happening here. Guys, go to David Hunt's channel because he always, in the morning, I edit my food videos and I listen to his music. He does a phenomenal job of giving you meditation music. Sometimes he sings, he takes requests. It's awesome. So,
and he's from Trinidad, so he can get the bust-up shots.
That's right. So that's related to our guest today with how it all works. I can't wait to hear about, you know, their travels and all of their skills, how they can help us get our online stuff together. You know, David Hunt is a tech guy too. So yeah, that's how they're already connected. I think I found David Hunt, the Nugents, like all, you know, like a lot of times birds of a feather, good birds of a feather.
Flock together.
Yes. So that explains why they're all so tech savvy and they know what they're doing. Look who's talking about Grand Rising fam.
That must be Shine Bright.
Hey.
Shine Bright, shining bright. Got some lovely 70-degree weather down here on the Mid-Atlantic region. Not usual for this time of year. So thanks for doing your job, Shine Bright.
Thank you. It is nice out here today. Hey, says Elizabeth. Hi, folks.
Elizabeth, where in the world is Elizabeth?
It was out on key, Corey. I try to do back up, but I usually sing way in the back. All right, and look at our kids are just chatting it up. Corey, I say we do a 5-minute story time because Donnie goes in and says he likes the stories. And so let's do a 5-minute story. Which story do you want to tell? Well, I said let's do our old favorite, Miss Kitty Bell.
Okay, cool.
Because, you know, we got our folks here. And in the Caribbean, sometimes rather than Anansi, they say Aunt Nancy.
Yep.
And there are different versions. So let's go for it.
All right, so here's the story of Anansi and the guinea fowl. Long ago in a far-off land, there once was this evil, ugly witch who had magic power. And she was always using her magic to cast spells on people to make them give her all their gold and salt for trading. Well, one day she cast a spell on the wrong people. Poof! She cast a spell on the king's children because they were playing too loudly close to her home. And she turned them all into elephants. The king was angry and ordered his soldiers to chase the witch out of the village. But before she left, she cast a spell on the land that made all the food and water disappear. In order to break the spell, you had to say her secret magic name. So the witch said, anyone that says the number between 4 and 6, you shall freeze like a stone forever. If you say the number between 4 and 6, you shall freeze like a stone forever. Now, we all know the number between 4 and 6 is
5.
Shh, don't say it.
Oh.
And the people had to come up with a way to count their money, their eggs, their children. So instead of saying the number, they would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, Anansi the spider had heard about this cry. He said, if I trick Miss Guinea Fowl into saying the number, hush, hush, she'll freeze like a stone and never try to eat me for supper again. So as soon as the little bird came into sight, he said, whoa, hello, my friend. Can you help me? I have but 8 legs and I need to count to 10. A smart Miss Guinea Fowl said, okay, Mr. Anansi, I'll see what I can do. I count to 10 by going 1, 2, 3, 4, hush, hush, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mr. Anansi said, no, try it again. So Miss Guinea Fowl said, okay, Mr. Anansi, I'll see what I can do. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. She never would say, no matter how many times she counted, she would never say the number for hush, hush. And Anansi got so angry that he spun a web and came out of the tree, stood right in front of her and said, step aside, you crazy bird. I'm going to show you how to count to 10. You count like 1, you count like 2, you count like 3, you count like 4, you count like 5. And he froze like a statue. And Miss Guinea Fowl looked down on the ground, shook her feathers, and scratched and said, bless this food I'm about to receive. Oh, Shay. And she gobbled Anansi up for supper, and he was never seen again. That's what happens to people like Anansi who lose their cool and stop thinking about what's going on around them. That was the end of that.
We know you guys are applauding at home, so we appreciate you hanging in there with us for that 5-minute story time. Corey, this is awesome. That was a great story. Elizabeth is in there saying, my peeps, where's Bond, yo? Because we got people in here saying, hello, everybody, and Elizabeth, so she's responding. But Shine Bright is telling you guys what to do. She says, make sure you smash that like button. The thumbs up is what you do. Listen to David Hunt to my book off. And said the cool kid, Antoine says 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh, got the little finger up there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for that applause as well. Corey, I think this is a great time for you to introduce our guest of the day because, hey, you know, we set them up, gave you guys that Jamaican vibe, which, you know, is definitely not necessarily bogling. Let's just say that Jamaican vibe, which means, you know, reliability, consistency. You can count on them and they do a good job as well. So go ahead and do the introduction for us.
What do you get when you get a geek speaker preacher and a web designer who is also a level 5 ninja? A level 5 ninja, and they'll explain that later. What do you get? You get the entrepreneurs. You get the fabulous team of husband and wife, power couple, Kirk and Kanique Nugent. They are here with us today with their collective businesses, your Komposition web design, and how it all works. So
you know what?
No, I always tease her about how it all works. So today's featured guests are none other than the entrepreneurs, Kirk and Kanique Nugent.
Hey, what's good? What's good? So good to be here.
Hi.
Yes, hello. We are so happy to have you guys here. I hope that introduction sort of summed it up because, you know, the people are clapping for you. Shine Bright is welcoming K&K Nugent. She done gave them a nickname. K&K Nugent.
Too many letters. She just got lazy. Too many letters to type out.
That's it.
That is the most unique introduction I have heard. Thank you guys so much. This is awesome.
Thank you guys for taking your time out to be here. And we're going to jump right into our interview because I know people are just anxious to hear about what things you can advise us on when it comes to making giving ourselves a great online media presence.
Yeah.
You guys have done it and done it well.
Very well. Justine Corey is saying, nice to meet you, Kirk and Kanique. She actually typed it out. And Philip Waldo Jr. just said, welcome, Nugent. So, Corey, where are we starting?
We're going to start off because I kind of threw it out there just to get started. We don't want to give you the impression that Kanique dresses up with the black outfit, the face covering, and has a sword on her back, and she's dropping out of ceilings at the PTA meetings for her children and things of that nature. But when we say that she is a level 5 ninja, can you explain what that actually means? And we have some videos to show.
We do have a video to show. So while you're explaining that, because it's funny, her maiden name is Mighty, and this video is going to show that she really is mighty. But while you're explaining that, you know, David Hunt is saying, my peeps, Kirk DeLorean and Queen. So
DeLorean.
I tell you, man.
It's like all one word. So go ahead. Tell us about, your strength training. I think it's more than that. So I'll just let you say.
Sure, no problem. So everyone here, I'm hoping, has watched American Ninja Warrior. And here in Huntsville, we actually have a gym. So Kirk and I, we joined the gym a couple years back. And, with American Ninja Warrior, it's a lot of obstacle training. So there's different things and obstacles you have to get past in order to get to each level. Yeah. So in this is when I got my level 5 badge. And trust me, guys, it took me I would say months just to get through this obstacle. And it's really tough. And it takes a lot of determination just to beat these different obstacles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, I just for the record, I am not level 5.
and that is why you're obedient and you get your honeydew list done when you're told to, right?
Yes, there you go, Corey. Listen, I don't play around. Look at those arms, my goodness.
Right, but Kirk, you had a great way of talking about the way you view working out, fitness, and how it ties into your discipline. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I mean, we both love working out. I think it was 2013. We were still in South Africa. We got whenever we would come home for home leave, we would go to the doctor and we would get all of our checks and stuff done. Our primary care physician was still here in the United States, although we did have doctors in South Africa as well. But we got one of our checks done. My doctor said to me, you're healthy, but the direction you're heading. There's going to be some problems down the line with weight and other things that come along with that. So me and Kanique decided to, thank God for a wife who was willing to take the journey forward with me, because she didn't have the weight issue. I did. And so, we decided to take a journey through some fitness challenges. The first one was Insanity by Sean T. Be sure you're serious. But we took those challenges and we began to really incorporate fitness into our lifestyle. And one of the things I love about fitness, and a lot of people have different takes on fitness, and this is what LaQuita was referring to, but my take on fitness isn't so much for, physique or getting chiseled, although I don't mind that. I mean, who doesn't want the beach body, right? But I found that when I was working out regularly, that mindset, especially if I would work out at the beginning of the day, which is a hack for anybody that wants to know out there. If you work out at the beginning of the day, you have done your maximum amount of physical exertion for the day already. So everything else for the rest of the day becomes workout. So every step you take for the rest of the day is an actual workout, because you've already reached your max physical exertion for the day. So I would work out in the morning and I would take that same mindset. One more push-up, 5 more seconds doing these jumping jacks. Let me put on a little more weight. I would take that mindset into my work experience. I would take it into my work projects. I would take it into all those things. And it allowed me to be much more laser focused. It allowed me to really push myself further than what I actually thought I could do. So I look at workout and that whole exercise thing as a mindset. It puts you in a mode, a beast mode, if you will, and allows you to be basically take that same energy and that same drive into your other aspects of your day.
No. So wait a minute, Corey, because he just said a lot. We just showed a lot. She said a lot without saying it, because when people were watching that video, Sid the Cool Kid Antoine was like, "Love the show. Wow, you're amazing." Sean Bright is like, "I can't even do one pull up." You know what I mean? And I'm with her, because Sid the Cool Kid Antoine was like, "Me neither." And me and Corey were over here like, "Hey, we can't either." And Justine,
hey, speak for yourself. I can pull it right up to that tape.
Pull right up, man.
I can pull that fork up to my mouth.
Fork right up. I was gonna say that.
You know what? So here's the thing. Justine is a swimmer. She teaches swim. She swam from Alcatraz, not just because she wanted to
escaping.
She swam from Alcatraz. That's amazing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Escaping.
Anyway, not because she wanted to escape this time. She was just swimming with a group. So the point is, she's into fitness, so she agrees. Kanique ain't playing, y'all. So one thing that I love about you guys is that you go hard, like you were saying, Kurt. You take it into your business life, and with both of you having a Jamaican background, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all know the comment. If those of us that are old enough and willing to admit it, we've seen in Living Color before. And the Jamaican family, they had two jobs. Like one example, they were flying a plane. They were also the stewardesses and stewards in the cabin. They were the mechanics. And when the landing gear went out, they all put on these helmets with wheels on them, and they became the landing gear to land the plane. And so it's a common thought that Jamaicans are just hard working. And we want to ask you, Kanique, because we're going to swing it back to ladies first.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up her Instagram page while you're saying that. But at the bottom of the screen, guys, all of their information is there. Kanique goes hard for everything. So Corey, I'm sure you're about to ask about work, but on your Instagram, you also have things about family, about fitness, about your business. So I'll pull it up. Go ahead, ask your question, Corey.
So, like I said, how does your Caribbean culture play into your family life? I mean, I know it's a 24-hour job keeping Kirk Nugent straight, and then also raising children, but also with your business, your composition. You want to talk about how you
wait, and she cooks, Corey. If you could see this plate. This is like Happy Father's Day. She got the spread laid out. Anyways, go ahead, Corey.
That's good.
He said it was good.
It was good.
So how does that play out? How does your Caribbean culture and that discipline and hard working character come shine through in your personal life and also in your composition, which is your web design consulting?
Okay, I'm going to go to her website now. Sorry. Go ahead, Kanique, you can answer that.
No problem. And I think, like you were saying, Corey, where, with Jamaicans, we always have like maybe 5 to 10 jobs at a time. I think that just speaks to our work ethic, because we work hard and we want to provide for our family. So we definitely have a lot of determination within us that pushes us to want more for ourselves, to want more for our children. So that's why I work so hard with composition. I try to give my best because I know I have my children. They are watching me. I'm a Black woman in this field. And, this field, web design, it's very male dominated. And, there aren't a lot of Black women in it. It takes a lot of determination to want to separate yourself from the rest, and also to fight the different stereotypes that, saying, Black people might not be as hardworking as, their counterparts. So it takes a lot of determination, which I think comes from my Caribbean background, because my parents, they pushed me as a kid. So I push myself to want more for myself, to want more for my children. And that bleeds into what I do in regards to web design.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and
go ahead.
I was just going to add on there. I mean, there's, the stereotype is that, Jamaicans have like 50 jobs. And so there is some truth to that. And I think that's what Kanique is speaking to. I want to say that there are others, there are exceptions to this quote unquote rule out there as well. But there is a rich heritage, and there is a rich culture within her family and my family, and of course others, that really speaks to, let's get out here and get this work done. Let's put our best foot forward. I mean, we were telling our kids the other day, it's like, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well, right? If it's worth doing, it's worth actually mastering and developing a level of expertise at it that others simply won't be able to attain. So those are the things that I think help to differentiate yourself when you're in these spaces. Kanique has done a phenomenal job. I have just joined her in the business. Last May is when I quit my job full time, and to come and join her to do live video strategy under the Komposition badge. So she is my boss, Corey. So I appreciate any prayers you can, say on my behalf. I'm sitting next to my boss right now.
That's always, even if you weren't working for her, that
is so true. That is so true.
Corey is definitely sitting next to his boss.
Now,
I noticed.
Now, whether we're good employees or not is a different story.
Listen, the perks are great. That's all I can tell you.
How it all twerks.
So, just in case anybody's wondering, go to yourkomposition.com. I'll drop that into the chat. But also there is a frequently asked questions section there. And so one of those frequently asked questions are like, how long does it take to complete a website? And what platform do you use? And all of these things are right here. However, Kirk, your website, like, you're sitting next to your boss. And then you're also sitting next to
Web designer.
your web designer. So
That's
if it's
true.
okay with you,
That's
you
true.
know, we'll share your website. Just so you know, Corey, XDMC says one love, family. Look, we need you here, XDMC, because as a tech guy, you know, XDMC is one of those guys.
Check out his web page, his YouTube channel,
Barnstorming
Productions. He's also a comedian. He is very funny.
Oh, wow.
He does sketch comedy with light animation.
On his channel, he does, but he actually does with his work as well. He does, you know, movies and commercials and all of that stuff. So he works with like everyone on all levels.
XDMC is the man.
Yeah, and he claims he's working today. Like he says, crazy at work, but I'm here. So
and when you're answering this question, I want you to answer from the standpoint of, and not being funny, no pun intended, how does it all work with your composition and the geek speaker preacher coming together as Kirk Nugent and Kirk Kanique Nugent? How does it all blend together as a business, and how do you guys work together? And what does your composition do for how it all works and vice versa?
Yeah, so I'll dive in first. I don't know if you wanted to tell, but I'll dive in first. So under composition, the brand composition, I do the live video strategy. So we do a lot of live events, so virtual events for clients. That whole space is so needed right now, and one of the major, I guess, advertisements for the fact that we can do this work is my show, right? Yes. So How It All Works is my live show that I do every Monday. We're taking a break from the 5:30 show, but we have the convos and collabs at 7 p.m. every Monday. And so this is a space where I can kind of showcase one of the things that you always want to be mindful of as a creative when you know you have expertise in a specific field is you want to give people a kind of a storefront, an example of what you can do. A lot of times when you get client work, you are adhering to the client's desires, wishes, yes. Right? You want to produce something that meets their needs and meets their vision. Mm-hmm. The problem with that sometimes is that their vision is limited because they don't know what you can do. Yes. You got to give them opportunities to see what you can do. I have had multiple clients come and say, hey, episode 12, season 1, I want that. Right. They don't want, I don't want examples. I don't want to tell you, I want you to tell me, what am I not thinking about? You know, so right. a lot of our business, both on the website and on the media side, it starts with a discovery call. And did that discovery call, we kind of chat a little bit, kind of dream a little bit. Most of our clients don't want us to be restricted because they've seen our work. And so the show is our kind of showcase, right?
I'm looking at that. Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. So what the people are seeing, just so that everybody knows what they're looking at, like over here on the left, March 15th, coming up very soon at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right. This is going to be the guest, you know, How It All Works.
Martinez, yep.
Wow.
And she is a beast as well. I did a collab video with her at the beginning of the year, and it had like 6 or 7 other content creators, live streamers, and the video was on, you know, tips for live streaming in 2021. Right. So she's on. We're excited to have her. But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, you have all those episodes right here at howitallworks.com. Yep. And then, of course, if we go to your homepage for that site, because I just figured, hey, you're talking about combos and collabs. So, you know, let's pull that up. But
now, I'm sure that our viewers are watching it. They're really getting excited about the information that you're presenting. If you are out there and you like this content, give us a thumbs up and make sure that you share this content. Now, right. I'm saying that to say because right now is where we're going to really get some nuggets from the Nugents. No, that was a pretty good one. So I love
that, man. That's a good one.
You can copyright, so you can use it. I'm tossing that one out to you for free. Nuggets from the Nugents. So let's start with Kanique Nugent. So Kanique, if we want to improve our online presence through our web design, what are the top 3 tips that you would give? And then Kirk, if we want to improve our online presence through YouTube live streaming or video content, give us 3 top tips from your perspective. We'll start with you ladies first.
Sure, no problem. So I would say the top thing is what is your brand / what is the purpose of your website? You have to have that in mind when you're thinking about creating a website, because you can't just throw a website together. You have to really think about, okay, what's my brand? What's my purpose of putting this website together? Mm-hmm. And the next thing you also need to consider is what tasks or things you want that user, that visitor that comes to your site, that you want them to do. Yes, you can just have a website, but you've got to have a purpose or a thing that you want that user to do when they come to your site. For example, do you want them to subscribe to your newsletter?
Right.
Or do you want them to contact you or book you for something? And you want to have those elements throughout your site because you want them to accomplish that task. And I would say the last thing that you would definitely need to think about when you're creating your website or looking to create one, you've got to work on your content.
Yes.
No content, no website.
No website.
So you have to go through that process of thinking, what is my brand? What do I want users to do when they come to my site? And what's that content structure going to be that you're going to put on your website?
Yeah, that's gold. That's gold. And then some of those actually dovetail right into some of the things that I tell people in terms of live video strategy. If you want to build a platform online, you want to build an audience or a community around your YouTube channel, you got to do a couple of critical things. Kanique said it best. This is not one of my three, but Kanique said it best. You got to know who you want to speak to. You got to want to know, you kind of need to know what you want to speak to. And this leads me to my number one tip. And that is, what question are you looking to answer? If you're not answering a question, then don't start. The truth of the matter is, human beings are searching. We're constantly searching. The number one search term on Google is purpose. It's been purpose for the last couple of years. Do you have something around purpose? Can you help people find their purpose? You will rank very high in the search terms because purpose is something that people are searching for. But people are searching for things, and the number two search engine on the planet is under the parent company. It's YouTube. And so if YouTube is the number two search engine, you need to be answering a question. People aren't searching randomly. Let me find kittens. No, they're searching for a question. I need to answer this question. Let me do a search for it. What question are you answering? That's number one. Number two, you want to be consistent. You don't want to have, this is a great example of Corey and LaQuita are a great example of being consistent. They said it at the beginning of the show. They've said it multiple other times. They're going to say it again towards the end of the show. They're live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at this specific time, and they're going to make good on that commitment. This is a two-way conversation. This is a two-way relationship between you, who is on screen, and those who are in the comments. You want to be consistent. That consistency means that they can depend on you, and then you as the content creator can start to depend on them. And the third one is the most critical, and that is to really share some pieces of yourself that allow the people who are watching to really resonate with you. I want to say that in one word: you want to be vulnerable. You want to be vulnerable. You want to share with people your authentic, unedited self. So yes, I always tell people to get your cameras right, get your light right, get your audio right, but don't edit out of yourself the things that you know that people resonate with. You struggle with imposter syndrome. If you struggle with OCD, like I do, if you struggle with being a part of a different culture, and so there's like a mental thing that's there. I am a twin. Like I had a twin. My twin died when we were both 2 years old. I'm a part of a very small group. These are things that I share with people, and you will be surprised how that resonates. Right. The types of people that will come into your tribe because you have shared these things about yourself. And to be clear, you're not sharing them because you've figured out the solution. You're sharing them just to say, this is who I am. This is where I am. And maybe you want to take this journey with me. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm 500 pounds and I'm trying to lose some weight. I don't know. But whatever that journey is, that's what you want. That's the secret sauce. You literally are the brand. I'll stop now.
A mouthful, yes.
I know it was a mouthful.
Escape from Alcatraz, Justine Ruth.
Wait a minute, Corey. Now, here's the thing, because Justine Ruth's question is, we can't adjust this yet because I know he's going to go ham. You know, these guys are Apple folks. They talk about Ecamm, Restream, all things Apple. So she's asking about, are they streaming their show on Clubhouse? Then, of course, we will address that. But, guys, we can't ignore everything that you just said because, like you were saying, be consistent. This is the homepage of your website, howitallworks.com. So when we go here, this is what we see.
Is that a T in front of Werks?
You know what? So, but the thing is, this is how I found you. So, StreamYard. So here's the reason why I'm bringing this up. you mentioned, hey guys, if you have a YouTube channel and you are on YouTube as Kirk Nugent, but on your particular Kirk Nugent YouTube channel, you talk about how it all works. You have playlists here. And like you were saying, on tech and media, you have playlists. You have playlists on specifically StreamYard. So the way you just explained everything, when I was listening, that's how you were talking when I would listen to your videos. And I could follow a tutorial and I could get it done. So you have all these different things on Ecamm Live Pro, Vlogmas. You created a full-fledged book because in 31 days, guys, I highly recommend this. In 31 days, when you look at all the videos, there's a compilation that was created from that for a course or something. But anyways, guys, look at it. It really teaches you how to level up your business. Tech and media, StreamYard, July 2020 Creator Challenge, like their fitness, life topics, family, Africa. So that's where I want to go to finish this up, because
a good way to segue into that is we want to. Your tagline, Kirk, is geek speaker, preacher.
Love it.
We want to talk about how that ties in, like LaQuita said, to your travels to the continent of Africa and how that led you and Kanique to where you guys are today with your composition, how it all works, and all the wonderful things you're doing to help people improve their online presence.
And you know, I had pulled up earlier his Kirk, no, not Clubhouse. I had pulled up his Kirk Nugent Speaks website, because if anybody's wondering, that's why you're such a good speaker. But then here, you know, Oakwood University is currently one of your clients. That ties into your story regarding Africa.
It does,
you know,
actually, yeah.
You guys are just like such a powerhouse of information and accolades. So like, give it to us how
geek preacher, the geek speaker preacher, and how your composition and how it all works. All that's born out of your passion for travel and the things that you've accomplished over in the continent of Africa.
Right.
How it all came forward today.
Right, because you know I had pulled up for this other article talking about him at Oakwood University, and I was zooming into the article. Not that people are going to read through it. Go ahead, give us the scoop. Let us know how this all works.
I was working for the world headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Silver Spring, Maryland, and was working there as a geek, right, as an IT professional, and an opportunity came to us to be able to, and even under that job, I would travel and I would train people. And this is kind of how the speaking thing kind of came to be. He's like, you know, he's a geek, but he's definitely a speaker. And then later, way later down the line, probably during the Oakwood days, the preacher part kind of came in, because folks were like, this guy, are you sure you're a geek, or you're more of a preacher than anything else? But the thing that God will do, and I'm unapologetic about my faith, but the thing that God will do is he'll pair you with someone who has the experiences that you don't. I born and raised in the United States, although, you know, just a few months shy of being born in Jamaica. That's a whole nother story. But I was born and raised in the United States, so all I know is the United States. And so when the opportunity came to go and live and work in Africa, I actually shied away from it. Praise God, Kanique was like, when are we moving?
I know, I was ready. I was
she
like,
was
let's go.
ready to go. And her sister went and taught English in Korea and met and married a South African pastor, and they actually moved back to South Africa. So her sister actually lives there. Yeah. So she was like, let's go. I haven't lived in the same country with my sister for years. So that became one of the driving factors that made us comfortable enough to actually take on this opportunity. And I'm so glad we did, because it shaped the way our lives have gone since then. And so, we lived on the continent working for an NGO that covered a 23 country area for the southern tip of Africa. And we just loved every moment of it. We learned the cultures of the people. We, some of the different terms and names. One of the things I like to do, Corey, is pronounce people's names. And the harder the pronunciation, the more joy I get out of pronouncing the name. So,
what you're saying about you're mentioning South Africa, and I say that because that was one of the first places you went. And of course, Elizabeth, she's a world traveler. She's in here saying, yes, indeed. Yes, gems. Definitely also talk about how you were not just in South Africa. Like you said, you love meeting people. Let me pronounce your name correctly. Let me work on it. Let me get it right. And Justine is saying, great people. Very nice to see you.
And Kirk, I'm going to tell the true story because I already know how it went. You like, yeah, I want to leave the country. And Kanique said, good, why? If you don't go back over to Africa, I must spark flames and bring more fire.
You know, one of the things that I'll give you this one small point here. One of the things I found interesting in Africa was that Kanique's passport was far better than the American passport.
Because I still have my Jamaican passport.
She was still a Jamaican citizen at the time. She's now a U.S. citizen, but when we were living there, she had a Jamaican passport. Me and the kids all had U.S. passports, and every time we would travel, they would be like, Jamaican? Go in. No charge, nothing. They'd be like, American, ho. Go in that long line over there. Go in that long line. So I always found that to be interesting. It's like, you know, it didn't serve us well living outside of the States, and especially during some of the President 45 years. So I'll leave that alone. Right. But no, we got a chance to not only live and work in South Africa, but we visited all of those countries: Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, rich countries, Angola, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. Oh my goodness! Mauritius. Even some of the ones in the Indian Ocean. So she mentioned Madagascar, Mauritius, Seychelles, Reunion. All of these countries that we got a chance to go and visit and meet the people and see their culture and understand a little bit better about how they lived and what their perspective on life was. These are the things, in my opinion, that make, you know, life interesting. And we got a chance to do that for a number of years. My job was literally to travel around and train people. And again, this is where that whole geek speaker part comes from. And it's another thing that Marie also mentions multiple times is that's what I did. I was literally going around training. I would have to put into terminology that people could understand these very complex, very technical things that we were trying to get them to understand and implement themselves, and found ways to be very successful at that. And that really kind of was the launch pad, if you will, for what we do on YouTube. So that kind of encapsulates some of our experiences there in Africa. I think, you know, Kanique can kind of speak to some of that as well.
You know, before Kanique speaks on that, I definitely want to add here that, you know, people are just chiming in. Shine Bright says, beautiful story. Then Philip Waldo Jr. had to outdo her talking about awesome story. David Hunt, who's always first, he says, this is awesome. And, you know, speaking of traveling around, you know, and speaking of passports, Elizabeth says, yes, I love that he wanted to do it correctly, like pronounce names and experience the culture. Oh, yes. But she's actually on her second passport. That's how much she travels. Yeah. And
let Elizabeth know that I got I had pages added 3 times before they said no. That's enough. You've got to get a new passport. So
right. Justine is saying, what a dream job. Elizabeth is saying, cool. So go ahead, Kanique. Tell us what you were going to tell us.
Perspective on the travels in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's great to see our children be able to travel with us, because that gave them a different perspective on life as well that none of their counterparts have experienced as well. So I was just going to say it's great to see our children experiencing it as well with us. So that's all.
We moved when Kenzie was 4 months old and Carson was 1. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that.
Travel tips from a father.
I know. And, you know, speaking of travel tips from a father, there was one last thing I was going to ask you to leave us with. If we want to travel, there's your kids right there. That's a lovely picture. If we want to travel, if we want to go to Africa to either repatriate or just visit, it looks like we can get our online life together by connecting with you guys. So this is just like a one-stop shop. You guys have the information for us so that we look great online. Whatever business we're involved in, we can do that. But tell us, what advice would you give people if they're looking to repatriate, if they're looking to just travel and visit? You know, give it to us.
Yeah. Well, I would say the first thing you should do is definitely visit before you just pick up and move. Yeah. You need to visit, check out where you're going to be, just to make sure, you know, it's the ideal place for where you would want to repatriate to. So definitely visit first. And then once you've discussed it and you've figured out what you want to do, then you make the move.
You want to visit multiple times, in fact. I mean, visit multiple times, just like Kanique said, and see the place, see the culture, see the people. get a feel for it, breathe it in. Don't just dig the tourist attractions.
Yes.
There's a long list of tourist attractions, and we can share those with you. Some of the wonders of the world: Table Mountain in Cape Town, Victoria Falls, which is on the borders of Zimbabwe and Zambia, right at where the Zambezi River meets. I mean, Botswana is there. There's a place there where you can actually put your foot on 4 different countries: Angola, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe. It's amazing. Those are definitely places you want to put on your hit list, but those are not going to give you a true representation of what life will be like in Africa. Check the exchange rate in terms of currency. Understand some of the politics and what's happening and what are some of the main issues that these countries are dealing with. Do those things. And here's one other thing I want to share. As you look to visit the continent, if you look to visit the motherland, on our first trip while we were there, we had a phenomenal time. Yeah. But something happened for me, and I think for Kanique as well, on her second trip. When we got there, when I landed in South Africa for that second trip, and I flew on South African Airways, and the attendant said, as you land, this was their thing. They said, "Welcome home." I'm gonna tell you that's especially that. I don't know why not. That second trip, man, it just washed over me, man. I was overwhelmed when they said that. Welcome home.
And definitely fly on the airline of the country you are going to. It's a completely different experience.
Yeah, there's a couple of local airlines in South Africa, Kulula and Mango. Those are phenomenal, and they have like comedians as attendants. So they have this whole spiel that they do the entire flight. My family that came to visit us while we were there, they were dying, on the floor, rolling with laughter. It was hilarious.
I'm a champion of Ethiopian Air.
Oh man, I love Ethiopian Air, man.
They're great.
Now, Kirk, tell the truth. Did you have to like sit and look forward, and so you wouldn't get accused of watching the stewardesses?
No, you know what I think. I mean, me and Kanique are just we're friends. We were friends first before we became romantically involved, and so we always have this joke about ourselves. So she'll be like, "Look at this woman's shape," and I'll be like, "My goodness,"
No, seriously.
Absolutely. It defies proportion. I mean, and this is another thing. I'm so glad you brought this up. This is another thing. Shopping in Africa is a totally different experience. I know for my brothers out there, when you shop at some of our European focused establishments, you might find that the inseam, the rise. I'm trying not to say crotch, but the rise of the pants is a little higher. I'm telling you, I put on a pair of pants, dress pants, a suit in one of these shops in South Africa. It fit like a glove. It was made for us,
Yes, and that's one of the things. They have sections in the store where the jeans for women are actually shaped. I don't have that hourglass shape. So when I put it on, I was like, this is way too much space in the butt area. But yes, they have clothes created for these African women and their shapes, which is really great to see.
Yes. And shopping over there, I actually still go back and shop. Because suits are there at like 450 Rand, which is like, call it 40 bucks.
So go with an empty suitcase.
When I go to South Africa, I go with very minimal clothes and come back with two full suitcases.
You know what? That's the way to go. So look, Corey, Justine is chiming in. Yes, African pants fit. The same for women. Elizabeth is agreeing. She's laughing. She's actually on her 4th passport.
Mercy.
I got it wrong. Yes, they don't add pages anymore. You have to get a new passport now.
Yes.
So, guys, this has been just so amazing having you guys on. Corey is tickled pink that you got the crotch in there. Like, yes, we have space. They made room for us. So,
I mean, geek speaker preacher just spoke and preached the truth.
Man.
You guys and one of the great things about it is that we've taught you off stage, off the broadcast, and on the broadcast. And these people are phenomenal. And what you're seeing right now is what you get. Like I said, anytime you can take a old hard-headed football player that doesn't understand how to add 2 + 3.
That's Corey,
That's me. And you can get somebody to explain something, and that's like, even though I can't see it, I can understand some of the technical things that will be explained.
Yeah, because of course you could see until like the year after high school,
right?
And so you used to play football, and
right.
you were.
I mean, I came up in the age with computers you had to do a floppy disk and do a B prompt just to get into the system. So with that means, I'm saying all to say, check out Kirk and Kanique Nugent because they have helped me to understand some things about StreamYard that have become valuable. They've actually helped us to tweak some of the things that we do. So you guys check their channel out. Check out your composition. Check out how it all works. They are great people. And
you know, Shalom is chiming in. Shine Bright says, "For us, by us," like those.
That's right.
So guys, we are going to see you soon and very soon.
Oh no, we can't just let it go. Like
they gotta say thank you or something.
I know, but I'm about to say I gotta get it. I mean, there's nothing more attractive, more scary at the same time as a woman with an accent. And if she's not angry, when she's angry, it's scary. But when she's happy and pleased, it's very, very attractive. So Kanique, could you hit us off with a little patois to send us on our way?
Get you to threaten.
Not threatening nobody. I said to say goodbye, to say thank you to the audience for watching.
Oh, I am so sorry. I do not have my Jamaican accent that I can turn on.
She can't turn it on and
Kirk
off.
can.
I
give it to us, Kirk. Give it to us, Kirk.
Go ahead, Kirk.
What do you want me to say?
Anything.
You gotta say goodbye to the folks.
All right, so this has been a Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life production. Anytime you're ready to get a live show, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, come check out Corey and LaQuita on the channel Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life, live and direct.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to just put you backstage, hang out for a while. We'll talk to you after the broadcast.
This has been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
We are going to actually shift over.
You didn't even get them a chance to say thank you.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thank you
so much.
I will rewind. Elizabeth is laughing. She says, "I love it." We got Justine Ruth in here saying, "Respect." And Elizabeth is like, "Yep, he got it." They're laughing. So thank you again, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Hang out backstage for a moment, and we want to definitely thank them for coming because now it's time to whet everybody's appetite with today's plant-based treat by Chef LaQuita Marie.
Here we go, guys. Getting you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Savory sausage bread.
We're going to chop up a couple of radishes, an onion, celery, carrots, and a few cloves of garlic. Radishes help treat several kidney disorders, and their disinfectant properties protect the kidneys from infections.
Add half a teaspoon of dried thyme.
Thyme is a great antibacterial agent that can reduce foodborne illnesses, and it contains a chemical that's a great antiseptic for sore throats. Fennel gives that sausage flavor, so we're going to add about a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of fennel. Fennel is a great source of potassium, which helps to regulate your blood pressure. For our salt, this particular seasoning's teaspoon and a half. Garlic and onions lower blood pressure, regulate diabetes, reduce the hardening of arteries, and garlic can reduce the development of osteoarthritis. I'm going to add some of this acorn squash. It will give it some creaminess. I baked this. Acorn squash has high levels of vitamin A and beta carotene, which can help prevent cataracts and macular degeneration. Chopping these up.
As a recent meat eater, these meatballs had a great sausage flavor.
Time to bake. Make or buy your dough. Make a ball, then flatten it.
Then add a little filling and pinch it closed.
Bake at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes.
These were brushed with plant-based butter to finish them off, and they tasted just like an Italian sausage stromboli.
I like the sauce, and I also like the meat because everything together is really good.
Sorry.
Some mother say Kanique come mash up them plan, but the truth them no, she one business woman. Kanique Nugent is a 1 in a 3 million. Kirk Nugent is a 1 in a 3 million. Say bam bam aya. Say what bam.
Wait, we gonna get copyright.
Yeah. Well, I mixed it up a little. I mashed it up a little bit for us, so maybe copyright won't get us. But
we'll see. Well, Elizabeth says she is getting hungry. She loves acorn squash and fennel. She's like, let's eat. Give me a stick snack. So guys, we hope you are increasing your fruits and vegetables, hopefully at every meal for best health results. We hope you are going to enjoy this weekend. I hope things are going well for you. And listen to Justine Ruth. Why? She in the comments helping you out. Guys, we are going to see you again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week, Eastern Standard Time at 11:15 a.m. Don't forget to like, thumbs up, share, get this information out there for other people so that way they won't miss any of this good stuff. Anything you want to say, Corey?
We want to say thank you to the entrepreneurs, Kirk and Kanique Nugent.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check them out on all their online presence and their social spaces so you can see how it all works to improve your online presence via websites or via video content. And we want to say goodbye to you and thank you for joining us on The Blind Guy,
His wife,
Their Life Live. We always end by saying deuces, but before we say more fire!
Hey.
Deuces!